laid off workers and federal workers that are about to be laid off can check out some of the resources that I've put together to help them rebound, to help them feel like they are not being taken advantage of. In other words, don't feel like the end of your federal career is the end of everything. In other words, if you're forced to get out of a federal job due to the fork in the road email, or you are going to do what's called a reduction in force, also known as RIF, don't feel bad for yourself. Just look this as an opportunity to find a new career. For those of you that are always doing projects but you don't get it rewarded at the job, this would be a good time to do a project that actually pays you. How about that? All right, so if you come to this channel, go ahead and hit the like button. This is now renamed and rebranded the Fork Reskilling HQ. That means I'm be giving you guys content that's geared towards improving your opportunity to be a self-employed individual. For that matter, to look at opportunities that you can help other people help you, and by helping other people, you are just going to help yourself. By that I mean being an entrepreneur, right? So most entrepreneurs come up with ideas, right, from scratch, but the majority of the ideas for new products, new services are actually there. All you gotta do is support somebody that's already doing it. For example, you can buy me a cup of coffee. You can buy me buy me a present for doing this stuff, right? So there should be links somewhere where if you join the channel, I'm also going to be giving you a shout out, right? So this shout outs for select people that are being fired right now. I know a lot of them are getting emails and getting phone calls that saying, you've been fired. I don't think that's a humane way to fire people, although this was kind of projected that, look, this firing is not going to be business as usual. In other words, when the fork in the road email came out, people were given the alternative to basically stay at home and get paid till 30 September 2025. And for some people that were 50 years or older, they had the opportunity to retire. So if you're 50 years and over and you've had 20 years of federal credible service, you had an opportunity to retire. This is before the fork in the road email, or what we used to call delayed resignation program, was being litigated. But as you guys are aware, the litigation went through, and as soon as the litigation went through and it was for the administration, they pretty much stopped the programs. Okay, the same day at 7 p.m. they stopped the program, which then meant that people that were still on the fence looking to see if they can take advantage of the program found themselves in a situation where they could not take advantage of that program. They could not take advantage of that program. Consequently, you had a lot of people that were stuck. When I said they were stuck because they weren't sure if now was the right time to go ahead and punch, the clock to say, hey, we're not working. We're tired of working. We're not going to be part of this stuff. But at the same time, you got a lot of people that were hoping that they could basically sit down for a little bit and think it through. They were hoping to think it through. They were hoping to think it through because they thought, I really don't want to leave right now, so there might be an opportunity for me to stay and do something. But I wasn't sure if that was the case either. Okay, so that's why I've rebranded my channel. I've called it the Fork Reskilling HQ. What that means is I'm going to be giving you most tips that's going to help you rebound from this situation. As a matter of fact, I went a step further. If you look at the link on my community page, if you click that, I want to know about the channel, I've created an ebook, and this ebook is to help you right now understand with the resources that I put together to help you. Maybe you know somebody that's going through these job cuts, but they haven't really shared it with you because some people are very private. Or because I think this week is when people are going to really, really find out that the resources that they need, the resources that they should be looking for, is right next to them. And what I mean is, if you've seen this video, go ahead and share this video. Share this live right now, because it's going to impact somebody. It's going to impact somebody that you probably don't know, right? But it's good to be able to be in that situation to help somebody else, right? So that's why I'm saying now is probably the right time to go ahead and check out my Amazon book, okay? The book is published and it's available on Amazon right now, both as a Kindle version and as a paperback. Get that paperback. It's going to be jam-packed with a bunch of entrepreneurship skills. It's also going to be jam-packed with a lot of tools that would enable somebody to do an assessment, right? Or tools that's going to enable you to say, hey, look, I don't want to go shopping every day. For example, today's President's Day. What are people thinking about? Buying stuff. And you have people telling you, come buy this stuff, buy that stuff, buy this stuff, right? Don't you get tired of buying stuff, especially when you've been fired? That's something you need to think about. So, for example, if you have expenses that's been consistently eaten up on your budget, now it's time to slash that expense. You don't want that expense eating up on your budget. All right, so that's an example. So, but if you have variable costs and fixed costs, you got to determine. For example, should I cut off my subscriptions? Should I cut off some subscriptions that are recurring that I don't need? That's something you need to consider. Okay, on what kind of expenses should I be looking to keep? Something else you need to reconsider. Okay, now I'm not telling you that the fork in the road is the end, but for some people, the fork in the road was not just a surprise. It almost led to what I call analysis paralysis, because here they were over-analyzing the situation. Okay, you cannot be in a situation where you're over-analyzing something that is bound to happen. In other words, there was nothing you were going to do that's going to make it stop. There's just nothing you could do that would make it stop. So saying, well, I don't think it applies to me, it applies to somebody else, it's not helping the situation. It never did help the situation when you're sitting on the fence thinking about something that was bound to happen and you had no... Wow. What a greedy fool. This guy just came and blocked me. I couldn't even go. But anyway, I went. But yeah, so back to what I was saying. The fork in the road email led a lot of people to be paralyzed in terms of the sense of urgency that email was put out. Okay? They were not playing. There was going to be cuts. A lot of people now are saying, but why should you cut all these positions? Because people are looking for savings. Okay? They're looking for savings at a higher level. Okay? So word had it that this was like a 20% cut. But they never got to that point. So they had to go to step 2, which is called reduction in force. Okay? When you start talking about reduction in force, there's different implications. Now, I am not a lawyer, but I can tell you this, that I've been through a RIF before, and it wasn't pretty. And I'll share the story about what happened to me with the RIF. Hey, thank you for giving me a thumbs up. Everybody else is joining this live. If you're looking at this live right now, before I continue to share my story, do me one quick favor, hit the thumbs up button, share this live, because it's very critical and it's going to help a lot of people understand exactly what's going to happen, what has already started happening, but it's going to be very, very life-changing for some people this week. Okay? Because that's when they're going to find out they've been riffed. So do me a quick favor, hit the thumbs up button, join the channel. The link to join the channel is somewhere in the description below. When you join the channel, it's going to allow me to continue to talk about some of these critical resources that I've put together right now on Amazon. So I have the Fork Reskilling Guide on Amazon as a book. Okay? You can get it both for the Kindle platform and you can get it for paperback. All right? The link to get that right now is on my description. If you're not seeing it in the description, go right ahead and look at the About Me and the community page. You'll see the link directly to the book. I published this book because, hey, some of the things that are about to happen to people has happened to me, and I was able to bounce back and look at me. And I want to share these techniques with some people so they can realize that just because you've now waking up to what's called a buyout, or for that matter, just because you're about to find out what a RIF looks like, it shouldn't be the end for you. It shouldn't be the end for the people that are close to you, for your friends that's gonna start acting really strange, but you don't know why they're acting strange. Okay? So, but like I was saying, way back in 2014, that's over 10 years ago, I was riffed. I was riffed. Don't worry about what car I'm driving, guy. What would you do with 50K at 20 years old? Don't ask me that question. Do I look like I'm 20 years old? If you're wondering about what car this is the M4 competition, BMW. The ultimate driving machine. All right? The ultimate driving machine, BMW. You guys probably heard about the Corvette ZR1 that's coming out. This car can beat that car on the streets. Never mind, it has more horsepower, right? But yeah, this is the ultimate driving machine. But yeah, back to my story. 10 years ago, I was riffed. It didn't feel good, but you know what I did? I took advantage of that riff opportunity to go do what's called reskilling. So I learned a lot of skills. I went to a lot of entrepreneurship boot camps, which helped me get back to the level that I'm in right now, where I can actually enjoy myself. I can actually train other people. I can talk good things, all right, to people. What should I do with 50,000 to set your life up? What should you do? Well, I don't give financial advice, but what I recommend you do is right now, the link to the book is somewhere in my channel. Go to the front page of my channel, click that link real quick and go buy that book. It's jam-packed with a lot of resources that's probably gonna help you realize exactly what you need to do. Because again, remember, it's not about how much money you have, it's about what you're doing with this money you have, right? What do I mean by what you're doing with the money? It means sometimes people think it's all about money. No, it's not. It's all about ideas. It's all about ideas. It's not about money. So if you have great ideas and you know how to go from one idea to another, action the idea, that will set you up for success. All right. So I hope that helps you, but I highly recommend you buy the book. Okay. The link to buy the book is on the front page of my channel. So take some time right now, get off this chat, go to the front page of the channel, and you'll be able to set yourself up for success. All right, good luck to you. Okay, as a 20-year-old, that's good. All right, continue to what I was talking about, where 10 years ago I had to reskill, and I had to reskill real fast due to the reduction in force, the RIF. Okay, I was given an early out. Okay, after serving 15 years, I looked at it. You know what? I was also getting ready for promotion, but that promotion did not materialize because the RIF happened in tandem. So I got RIFed. I was like, you know what? I'm fine. I'm good. I know what I'm going to do. I'm just going to start looking for ways to improve myself, looking for things, and looking for what interests me and how I can turn my passions into something that can help other people. And that's what I did. So I started doing what's called consulting. I consulted with a lot of people that are in the same situation or people that had ideas. And I got into podcasting. And I'm very happy that one of my podcasting clients is still podcasting till today. That's over 10 years later. So it gives me great pleasure to help people. So I've seen this another opportunity now where people are getting fired. They don't know what to do. And I quickly put together that resource. It's a book, all right? It's a short read. So check it out. If you know somebody, go ahead and share that for me. If you know somebody that's in that situation where they don't know exactly what they're going to be doing now that they've been riffed, or now that they've gotten this email, or maybe it could be you that's thinking about what you want to do, go ahead and get the book. The book is just for everybody, all right? Again, because free resources are good, but you got to change your mindset. You got to say, hey, look, I'm ready for a change. I'm ready to do something that's going to be breathtaking. I'm ready to do something that's going to be life-changing. I'm ready to say, I'm had enough about sitting at somebody's desk and them determining when you should eat. Because let's make no mistake about it. This is going to be the difference between can you eat or can you not eat. Don't buy this book. He seems really. You're an idiot. JMR, you're the kind of people that I would challenge to improve themselves. Okay, the book is available on Amazon. Why would a book be a scam if somebody had to go through the vetting process to get it approved? Sounded to me like JMR is a scam artist hanging out, sliding into the chat to see who he can steal stuff from. Do not listen to losers like that. Okay? So if you're a winner and you're looking to win even more than this scammer named JMar, type yes real quick for me. And I'm going to go ahead and get him out of this chat. All right, so that's that guy right here. And this motherfucker right here is going to be removed. And I'm going to report his butts. Bye-bye. All right. So I removed that foolish idiot named JMar. Okay? It's going to be blocked. Bye. All right, back to my reskilling. The Fork Reskill HQ is basically a platform that I've rebranded to help you get to the bottom of why it is a lot of people are going to be losing their job and they don't know what to do. And it's not like they don't know what to do, they're just paralyzed. Most people are going to get paralyzed when they receive bad news. And trust me, I received the same bad news over 10 years ago. And I was able to quickly react to the bad news and turn that news into good news. I don't know about you, but when's the last time you received bad news, and what did you do with that bad news? Were you sitting around trying to figure out what to do, or were you actually going out there and looking for opportunities to improve yourself? Because that's going to be the difference between this time around, where the bad news is coming from top down. In other words, OPM was the one sending these emails to these workers telling them, hey, look, I'm going to need you to shape up. First off, I need you to get your butts back to the office. You guys already seen in the corporate America. And oh, by the way, Meta is also firing people right now. If you don't know what Meta is, that's who owns Facebook. They're also firing the tech workers. So everybody is nervous. People are finding out that their jobs that they thought used to be guaranteed, no longer guaranteed. So that then brings up a good question. What if there's no job ever? What if you can never go and sit in somebody's desk and work? That means you need skills. You may come to the point where you have to barter your skills. You guys know what bartering is? That's the old way where somebody, say you're a carpenter and you're pretty good at woodwork, right? So you created a bunch of like chairs and stuff like that, but you needed windows for your house because you weren't that great, you know, at glass work or whatever, right? You can actually exchange that chair for the window. That's called bartering. What if, in a biggest sense, bartering is nothing short of just being an entrepreneur, right? That's really how I look at it, right? So if there's a situation where you just can't work anymore because, say, there are no jobs anymore, because companies are not creating jobs anymore, or the economy is going to head towards a downturn, okay? Because a lot of people are saying right now, yes, there will be a downturn, and with downturn come higher prices, right? So for example, imagine a scenario where you have to go to a grocery store and bread is $10 a loaf. Would that be something you'd be interested in being a part of? Can you afford a $10 a loaf of bread? No, I can't. So then what gives? What gives? Or for that matter, imagine a scenario where you're actually trying to fill up the gas tank on, for example, this vehicle right here, I only use 90 plus octane to fill it, right? 90 plus octane, all right? Imagine I got, right now it averages between $3.90 to about $4 or something like that. Imagine I pull up to a gas station and I say, okay, let me fill up the BMW high performance M4, and I look at the gauge on the gas pump, and it says $12 per gallon. We're getting ready to go into things like that. $12 per gallon for a tank of gas. I know I can't afford it. All right. I mean, I like driving the car. So guess what's probably going to happen now? People are going to park their cars. They're going to just park their cars because they can't drive them. Well, if they can't drive them, it's probably a good thing because they don't have a job to go to drive them. So then reskilling becomes even more of an imperative than an idea. All right? It becomes an imperative. And it also means that you got to be able to make decisions swiftly. Your decisions have to be so swift that people are not going to realize how quickly you're going to make those decisions, because they're going to be life-changing. So life-changing decisions are not easy to make, but some people sit on the sidelines and in their mind they think they don't have to make any decision because they don't have to. They've actually possibly just gone through life without anybody holding them accountable. And so now it's probably one of the first time that they're going to be held accountable. But when you tell them that it requires accountability, they sit around and probably tell you, no, you can go do what to yourself, right? So this is exactly what I'm talking about, and I'm sharing this with a lot of people. I've put together this book to share with you guys, and I do appreciate you joining this live and trying to know exactly how you can navigate this condition if you know people that are in this situation, right? If it's not you, or if you know somebody that works for some of these companies that are laying people off left and right, all right, they need to reskill. And the reskilling I'm talking about is not just, well, reskill just because. You got to reskill to take advantage of opportunities. And trust me, there's going to be a lot of opportunities, but if you don't have the right skill, you're probably not going to know how to take advantage of those opportunities. And I'm saying that right now so you can understand exactly that being right here where I am currently, it's really beautiful, but don't let the beauty deceive you, because there's a lot of people here that are going to get pink slips this week. Oh yes, they're going to get the pink slips. And it's not like they didn't know this was coming. Some of them were arguing. You know, when I was telling them, hey, I went through this stuff 10 years ago and it was not funny. It wasn't pretty. All right? But I reskilled and I did it quickly. I looked at opportunities, and then I got this to the point where I was able to size these opportunities, and I was able to look at the broader scheme of things. I was able to understand exactly why this was happening, right? Why was it happening, and what could I do from my perspective to make sure that I had the right skills to be able to jump on opportunities when I do see them, okay? So it's the same kind of skill that led me to say, hey, look, there might be a need to help people reskill, because not everybody knows how to reskill. Heck, not everybody wanted to go to training when they were at a job. Remember how you had like a corporate training? Hey, we're going to have a corporate training. We're going to have an executive coming from XYZ companies to talk to us about leadership. And it was free. You showed up there, sometimes there was nobody, right? So now you're having a situation where you're now helping people to understand the importance of reskilling. All right? Understanding the importance of reskilling is crucial. Okay? Because I'll tell you something. Another thing that I was going to tell you guys about, I don't know if you guys know about a company named WeWork. Have you heard about it? WeWork. Yeah, I may see the building right now as I'm cruising towards downtown. But WeWork was a company. Yeah, in fact, let me see if I can show you guys some of this. So WeWork It's downtown, as you can see right there. There's a lot of nice buildings, a lot of apartments, mostly banks. But if you look so closer, you may be able to see the WeWork building, but I don't see it. But I used to work at that WeWork building because what it was basically, like office spaces and stuff. So if you had company that you had an idea or whatever, and you really did not have a spot right there, you can go rent a WeWork space and basically use that to do some work, right? Put together by a bunch of entrepreneurs. But at some point, the WeWork started going out of business. Literally, they were like, "Oh yeah, it's been kind of hard for us, and we were not making enough revenues like we thought." And I think somebody gave them a cash infusion, and that kind of helped them out a little bit, right? So what do I mean by WeWork going out of business, but then still around? So they probably know how to refinance some of their debt. So what I mean by that too is, like, you can be in a situation where it looks bleak, like in case of WeWork, it looks bleak for you, but now you're finding a way to kind of rebound. All right. So I know I've been talking for almost half an hour, and that was kind of my plan to be on here for about a half an hour, to be on here to show you exactly some of the things that you should be doing that you're not doing, to be out here to tell you that now is probably the right time to go ahead and click the button within my site. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'll do something even better. When I get off this live, I will go ahead and leave the direct link to get the book somewhere in the description of this video. So once I get off live, you're going to give me about 5 minutes. I'm going to get out there and I'm going to put most of that stuff for you guys, right? So you can take a quick decision, okay? Again, I've given you 30 minutes of my time talking about this stuff that's happening to a couple of people that are either stubborn, they don't want to do stuff, they don't want to take action. But I think now it's time for action, because, hey, look, this is February is almost done. Okay, we're going to March, and this is when this reskilling, fork in the road, risks are going to be very painful. All right? You think it's painful right now because you're seeing a lot of email people on the news pontificating, "Oh, yeah, they're getting rid of this people." Well, yeah, they're getting rid of people. What are you going to do to help them? You think just telling them that somebody's getting rid of them is the solution? No, it's not. All right? It's not the solution. Excuse me, I'm going to open the window a little bit, so it might be a little bit loud because I want to enjoy this fresh air. Now I'm driving right next to the ocean. All right? I might share some pictures with you guys. But what you're going to tell them that you're going to help them, but you're not giving them anything to help them. To me, that's not helping anybody. That's like saying, yeah, you're on your own. I know you're losing your job, but there's nothing I can do to help you. So you're going to be by yourself. And being by yourself means that you can, whatever happens, happens. Right? So a lot of people just think that way, but to me, I don't think that's a good way to think. I think it's good when you provide resources to people, right? Like I've done on my book, right? So my book, again, if you don't know where it's available on Amazon. The Fork in the Road, a reskilling guide for people that have been laid off. That includes folk in the tech industry. It also includes people that are right now under the RIF, the federal government, all these agencies. And some agencies like, oh yeah, we're not gonna get impacted, only to find out that some of the employees have been getting emails. All right, they've been getting these emails, and the emails are basically, they're nasty right now. They went from being nice. What I've heard, the emails are nasty. They pretty much just telling them, pack your bags and get out of that place. Pack your bags because you pretty much haven't been doing any work. Okay, you've been what they used to call this is shamming. You've been shamming so much that it had to be a top-down cleanup, a top-down firing. Okay, and these people also were very notorious for hiring their buddies. Right? They hired their buddies and didn't care about like competition. They didn't care about competition. And you remember when they will ask you about, oh, DEI, this, are you this and this during the hiring process? Oh, I think I shared with you guys. I'm gonna share the ocean. All right, here's the ocean right here. It's the beachfront. All right. So I enjoy driving through this. and having a great time, all right? And I'm sure you probably do, but how can you have a great time every day without worrying about like somebody firing you? It takes reskilling. You gotta know how to reskill. You gotta know how to say, hey, look, I'm happy about the situation I'm in right now, but I can do better. Did you hear what I just said? You gotta be able to say, I'm happy about the situation I'm in now, but I can do better. So in other words, you are challenging yourself to do better. And when you challenge yourself, that's when you're gonna be in a better position to do good. All right? So I'm gonna leave it at that. It's a little bit over 30 minutes. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and I'll be leaving the link to the resources in the description of this video below.